Song of the week for the return too, cause I want like a good comeback song. That's kind of the. The Eli and Luis show is here forever, motherfuckers. Come on, man, we back. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform. You don't know about that shit. I be trying to tell you, bro. I be trying to tell you. That's real rap shit. We triumphed. That's why I'm playing this shit, because we triumphed. We triumphed, man. We made it through week of adversity. Had the Vidskis. Had the Kovskis.
The Kovskis, bruh.
I had the Kovskis. It's a crazy time, bruh. I had almost forgot about it. Like, damn, that's still out and shit.
I guess there's a second wave about it, bruh.
Apparently, yeah, shit. My girl got it and she gave it to me and we were just sick. Together, just sick. I was like, fuck.
GG's, bruh.
Got COVID. Can't do shit.
Wait it out, bruh.
I had to text this fool like, bro, don't come over. I'm gonna give you COVID. Like, fuck.
Nah, bro, I was gonna come over and do the pod just for you guys. To get COVID.
I would have been in a mask. You could have came and did it in here just by yourself. I would have been fired. That would have been fired.
Just set it up real quick, bro.
If you really had love for the game like that, but
just leave Lysol wipes and I would have wiped everything down, bro.
Fuck it, bro. Shit. Well, we back. Football, not really back.
Till this weekend.
Yeah, it's close. It's close, but international break, as we've stated multiple times on this show, not fans. I guess one little thing to kind of touch on from there is Pochettino had his first couple games. Looked decent against Panama. Got a good little win, and then
straight flopped.
Yeah, not good against Mexico. Honestly, like,
it's kind of hard, though, because we were, like, on a streak of beating them and shit, bro.
That definitely sucks to have that little streak that we had against them end. But at the same time, when you look at all the players that got pulled out of the game and you look at what actually was out there, like, I'm really not too upset about it. You know, like, they score a freaking free kick banger. It is what it is. Like, certain shit, you just gotta chalk it. Like, it's literally a pointless game. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it would have been nice to get that little momentum for Poch, but it's not like it's a qualifier or anything like that. We're not in a tournament, anything like that. So, like, yeah, it's annoying, but, like, I remember when it happened, I was texting you thinking that I was gonna see a bunch of Mexico fans online, like, gassing it. I haven't even seen that.
They kind of are.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen nothing, but I guess I didn't look hard enough. But to me, it's kind of corny to be gassing that up because it's like, bro, again, like, look at the team you're actually playing.
I guess a big friendly for them. Also, it was Andres Guardalo's last game for Mexico, too.
Unky's still out there?
He was playing, bro.
Damn, nah, bro. I thought I saw someone with the walker out there. I guess that was him.
That's Unky, bro.
That's crazy.
His last game, bro.
I don't know, man.
And he still got that dub against the U.S.
Well, you know, if that's what he really wanted to go off into his retirement, fucking hey, dude. Salute. We got a lot of trophies off you, though. GG's.
Crazy. They also got a lot of them off us.
But not recently. Not in the last few years. Like, bro, that's why I'm saying, like, we've been dominant so much over the last few years to where one loss in a friendly in one of Poch's first games where a bunch of players were pulled out of it. Like, I'm not going to overreact, bro. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not tripping. We've looked decent so far. And we got a really good manager, bro. Like, I'm
still giving him time, too.
I'm excited, bro. Like, I don't even know if we've talked about it on here.
Not really.
The Pochettino shit. Yeah, because it kind of happened, like, weird. Because, like, it was rumored, and then it was, like, confirmed, but then, like, only confirmed by journalists. And then, like, a bit later, it was actually fully confirmed. So, I wasn't sure, like, when to actually put it on the list of topics. And then I think it just kind of slipped through the cracks. But overall, I guess, to make it a little more interesting, because I think we can both agree we don't give too much of a shit about these games. How do you feel about Poch overall being a soccer coach? That's how I remember when when Messi came to the MLS, I made a video about it, and that was what I said. I was like, Messi's a soccer player now. Like, to me, that's hilarious.
This motherfucker's a soccer coach.
When motherfuckers come into the U.S., bro, it's soccer, bro. Like, welcome. You coach soccer now.
2 games, bro. Not too much to see.
Nah, fuck the 2 games. Just like even without that, just
Hype and everything.
overall having Poch as the U.S. manager.
It's gonna be interesting to see. It's been interesting to see the play we're trying to like form. It's going more like how you see like they're doing like European more fucking play style now. It's more actually like Pulisic is more involved in the play now a little bit more. So which is good to see now with the U.S. team because before he was just literally just standing straggling around and shit like that.
Yeah.
But no, man. Honestly, we'll see, bro.
You think he's gonna bring us some success?
I'm hoping he has a lot.
All right,
I know it's been easy for us these past few like tournaments because Mexico hasn't been good. Also, Costa Rica hasn't been doing that good and shit like that. Of course, like any other competition, hasn't really been compared to like what we had and shit. Even though yes, we haven't had like the best few years, but we still won a lot of shit. But I don't know, man.
So outside of the CONCACAF stuff, because like I feel like we're at a point now where we're kind of expected to do well in those
But
tournaments.
that's what I'm saying. See, we missed the 2018 World Cup and we barely just came back to the 2022 one, though.
But we did pretty well. We got into the knockout rounds. My question is this now, because we're coming up on probably I'll say the biggest moment in American soccer history is going to be this 2026 World Cup because the sport is by far the most popular it's ever been.
Yeah.
We're going to be hosting the World Cup.
Yeah.
As I know you're like also obviously mostly supporting Guate, like that's going to be like your main, I feel like, national team you support, but you still support the U.S. team.
Yeah.
What, as a fan, how would you feel? Like, what would you be satisfied with, I guess? Like, what round of the tournament? Like, I need a round in the tournament.
That is tough.
Where you could walk away from it feeling solid.
Quarters, honestly.
That's, I think, everyone's answer. I was going to say that's my answer, too. I think that's a realistic expectation that, like, depending on the draw,
you make
obviously.
Past quarters is a miracle, honestly, at this point, still for the men's.
Of course, like, and again, like, a lot of that shit depends on how the draw shakes out and everything, but
we still don't have that it player as much as Pulisic. We'll see in the next couple years and shit what he can do and shit, but I don't know. I don't think he's that it player.
What gives me a little bit of hope with Pulisic is that he's finally actually playing consistent first-team football at a top-level club, which hasn't happened since he was at Dortmund. Like, he never really got a proper chance at Chelsea, and he's finally been, like, a crucial player for Milan and succeeding. So I'm hoping that that's going to help him finally take another step forward that we need. But, yeah, I do agree that, like, overall, for as much hype as this generation had, like, 2-3 years ago, we're kind of at a point now where not enough players have taken that step forward that they were expected to take. And we're like getting like, bro, it's about to be 2025 in a couple months, which means the World Cup will be in a year.
And we're still rotating the squad. We don't have like a solid team.
Yeah.
Yet.
So we need to figure some shit out. But all that being said, home nation boost, like with the vibes we'll have, the coach that we'll have, the team that we'll have, I do feel like a quarterfinal is like a reasonable expectation.
We'll see, man.
I'm honestly already excited.
We'll see.
The hype is gonna be insane.
Poch got like 2 years to see what he's got. Bro.
Let Poch cook, bro. He'll be honorary American if he fucking, bro. He'll be the new Hulk Hogan.
That fool get to meet the president, bro.
He'll be a real American.
Imagine Poch meeting the president, bro. Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
That's crazy.
It's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna buy him, one of them is probably gonna buy him Big Macs, bro. When he goes over. Poch is my good friend. Poch is my good friend.
Don't give Pulisic. Don't give him Big Macs.
Poch likes Big Macs, he told me.
Oh, fuck.
He told me.
Well, that wasn't the only high-profile managerial hiring that's happened recently. That one's kind of old news now, for being honest. This is fresh off the fucking press. Tommy Tuchel, dude. Champions League winner at Chelsea. Been a relatively successful manager at Bayern Munich. Didn't do great. I think he was at the German national team for a bit, I think.
No, he went PSG.
PSG, that's what it was. Yeah, and that was not good. But that's also not... I don't ever blame anyone for doing bad at PSG because that shit's a mess.
Wasn't he the manager that got to the finals in COVID?
I think so, yeah.
Champions League?
Was Was he at
Yeah.
Chelsea at that time?
No, he was
That was right after.
No, he was at the
Or
PSG for the Mickey Mouse run.
I think you're right, actually. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Damn, but fucking But the point I'm making, this is a good gaffer. This is a good gaffer, and I feel like a lot of the English fans that I've seen online, people are pissed.
Shit, is no English man.
Bro, like they're so pissed. He's gonna be English.
He's gotta be prideful. He's gotta run. He's gotta be born from this nation.
Wake up in the morning, you eat fucking beans, you eat fucking toast, you have your fucking tea.
You blood sausage, mate.
You praise the queen. Well, the king, actually.
You're not actually English, bro. You're not actually English, bro. You wish you was.
It's in my family tree. Way the fuck back. Way the fuck back. Before we got on the boat. Fucking English and Scottish. Those are like the main two. And I think a little German maybe.
Y'all excluded or what, bro? Y'all sent to Americans to figure it out.
Yeah, nah, we wasn't allowed over there, I guess.
Right,
We weren't.
yeah. Nice.
I mean, raised a little hell over here too, didn't we? Good old family tree. But jeez, how the fuck did we get there? fucking Tommy Tuchel, dude.
This was about German. This one went back to World War
I know,
II.
shit got real. Yeah,
They
shit
got excited.
Fuck no, not excited.
Oh,
not
hell,
excited. Fucking Tommy Tuchel. How we feeling? How do you think the English reaction is justified? The fact that they wanted to be a proper beans on toast lad. A proper tea drinking queen praising losing to America in wars.
Look. Wow.
Fucked them up though.
Wow.
Pieced them up.
Wow.
Pieced them up. Anyways.
Wow. But I don't know, bro. It hasn't gotten them anywhere. Like, look at the past few managers and shit. Southgate, how long were they complaining about get Southgate out? And he was a proper English lad.
And so you think they're tripping for
Not wanting English lad.
that's like you're saying that's dumb?
So who's fucking English that can replace Tuchel? Tell me. Tell me.
Southgate in it?
Fucking shit.
He made it to a final?
He's fucking shit.
Grandpa?
Fucking shit. Who's fucking English? Cause I promise you don't want Scottish. You want proper English.
I'm trying to think. Eddie Howe has got linked with it a lot.
Okay.
From Newcastle.
Yeah, I guess. But like him at the fucking top level of proper international football.
You don't think he can hang?
No.
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 I mean,
No.
I tend to agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but honestly, I agree. I feel like there's like this weird like ego that they have around their football, that they feel like they can do it like the British way and like work harder than everyone else and like eat more toast and beans than everyone else, and that'll make it like
cook your tea and biscuits in the morning. Bro.
If you just do enough Brexit tackles, like it'll work.
Brexit football.
Yeah, like if you really play that 4-4-2 as hard as you can and just really lock in on the fucking counter press and shit like that.
That hasn't worked since like the 70s though.
So that's kind of why I feel like the whole controversy is so ridiculous. Because to me, when I first heard the news, I was actually really impressed. I thought that was a really good get for them, because Tuchel to me is like a really adaptable manager that shows that he can just scrap out games in cup competitions when he needs to, but they can also play that like aesthetically pleasing football when they have a team that's like much more dominant than the opponent. He hasn't always had the best track record as a club manager, so like I feel like that's something that might scare some English fans, the fact that like yes, he won the Champions League at Chelsea, but then after that Champions League win, it kind of went to shit. Didn't have a great stint at PSG. He didn't do that great at Dortmund. That's going back even earlier, but he was one of the big names, like replacing Klopp, that was supposed to help bring them back. He had some good runs here and there, but never got them to that super high level competing with Bayern that he was supposed to, and then ended up at Bayern later on, and that was actually probably one of the worst spots in his career. to some extent. So I don't, I could see maybe where people could look at it and say this guy's had a lot of opportunities at really high level clubs to succeed and hasn't always reached the expectations that were set. But I also think that international management is so different, and like his style to me, I feel like it suits it. Like I said, like adaptable, can like just scrap out those ugly wins, but dominate teams that you should dominate against. Like that's pretty much exactly what you want in international football.
Do you think he's gonna play more interesting football instead of the boring football England
usually
plays?
I do. I think in some games, no. Like in bigger games, it probably will be pretty
more defensive.
Yeah, pretty defensive. But I do think like their transition play will be faster. I think. Like I expect their counters to really
shots on target type of shit.
Yeah, I expect them to create better chances even if they have a little bit less possession. Like that's kind of, I feel like the trademark of Tuchel systems is being able to build really fast from the back when you win possession back.
And hear that, folks? Harry Kane over on shots.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think maybe England potentially over on trophies.
Jeez.
Finally. Because my thing is they've been like way good enough for a minute now. Like they've had the talent. And a lot of the teams in Europe right now are kind of in weird spots. Like France,
Spain,
in like 2016 to 2018 was like, but even the Spain team right now I think isn't that good. Their defense is not that good to me. They have a really good midfield and a really good attack, but I think a team that asked more questions. We saw it in multiple games in the tournament where they barely scraped it out. Pau Torres, I think. Like, bro, that's not a solid partnership. It's not a solid partnership. You know how I know that they were like under a lot of pressure is I remember taking the over on Simon saves. Hella. That boy was having to save every fucking thing. Like, because they play a very open style because they like to keep so much possession and shit. So, like,
got the Arsenal lad in there.
They give up chances, bro. They give up chances. So, to me, there's no, like, dominant side. Like, the 2000s Italy teams, mid-2010s Germany, fucking late 2010s France.
So, you're calling this past Euro just a good run?
From Spain, yeah. I think they were the best of teams that were like...
Just a good run.
Bro, look at all the major nations. They're in transitional periods, bro. They're all in transitional periods.
France are going through a tough one right now.
France is going through it. Italy's going through it. In my opinion, Spain is kind of going through it. They're just doing it in a good way. But Germany's going through it. Like... all the traditional top dog, Netherlands has been going through it. Yeah. Like, all the traditional top dogs in Europe right now aren't, like, that tough to me. To me, England has the most, like, prime top-level talent. Genuinely. It's just Southgate never figured out how to get the best out of it. And so they just played shitty football, tried to scrap games, and it would run out of fucking steam at some point.
He's not proper English lad.
Bro, I'm telling you, with the fucking amount of talent that this team has, if Tuchel figures out how to get these boys rolling, I think that England might be now, with that manager, my favorite for the World Cup.
That's crazy.
Like an early favorite.
That is crazy.
Because the only reason can I tell you why I never thought it was coming home? Why I always could guarantee you before a tournament when all the hype would be building, bro, it's not going home. It always was because of Southgate.
Tough.
That was always why I knew, bro. He was a bad manager. Bad. So the fact that they have a good manager now and it's still the same cold players that have been getting to finals of tournaments for multiple tournaments now, they just haven't got over the fucking line. This England team might be ready to actually finally bring it home. We'll see. The thing is it might be like just too late. We'll see. Because, like, does Kane stay at this level for another couple years? Yeah. What's the winger situation look like in a couple years? What's Saka, Rashford, Palmer, Foden, Grealish, all these guys look like in a couple years? That's still kind of up in the air. Is Bellingham still going to be this elite player in a couple years? Because Wonder Kid's, as good as he is, still crash out. The fucking Wi-Fi is true. That was weird. It's all good, though. Fucking, anyways. I worry that, like, the window might... We'll see. We will see. It's very interesting. The good thing with England is the whole country is set up to have a really strong like academy system. Like to me, the last 10 years they've been putting out consistently just a lot of really talented footballers. So I feel like the future of English football, like look at fucking Manu and United and shit. Like there's still really young, talented English players that in a couple years might be actually breaking into. Look at Declan at Arsenal. Like he's got still probably 5-10 years of being an elite footballer left.
26,
That's what I'm saying. So like, I definitely think that as much as some of the guys who are like we look at fucking a motherfucker like a Kyle Walker, Harry Kane, some of these motherfuckers who have been traditionally big first names on the team sheet for England. We'll see. We'll see, bro. Because like a motherfucker like Ollie Watkins was looking cold in that last tournament. Mm-hmm. He was already damn near getting calls to start. And so who knows in a couple more years. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually for the first time, like just as a more neutral fan, excited to kind of see where England is going. Because I never liked watching them under Southgate. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, his shit was boring. They were not a good team. The only thing that made it interesting was the drama around it. So like you just gotta sit there for like 60 minutes while nothing happens, but then they finally score or concede, and it's like a movie. Like either way, like it's crazy. But yeah, that's the best part about England is the drama because their fans are just so loud and annoying and fucking don't shut up. They think they're so damn good. And it's like fucking.
Look at them and tell them that, bro.
Win some shit, then. Like, why do you talk so much?
Talk to a proper English lad and tell him to his fucking face.
Bro, they gas it so much and act like they're hot shit. You drew with us in the last World Cup. Keep it a buck.
Tough.
Keep it a buck.
Tough.
Keep it a buck.
Tough.
Keep it a buck with me.
Tough. Who was our manager then? Who was like pulling out the shoes now?
Berhalter.
Yeah, there you go.
Greg. For real, bro, y'all got killed with steez too. With sauce. Some shit they don't know nothing about. They still all ours. Crazy. Anyways, man. The last thing I want to say on the international break is fuck it. Because just injuries. I don't obviously fuck with Liverpool as a United fan, but Alisson is out for like a month crazy, at least. Yeah. Like, but potentially up to like 6-8 weeks, maybe. I think a hamstring or some shit. So obviously that's a huge deal for Liverpool, and they have Chelsea coming up this weekend, which is a huge game for them. So, Kelleher or something, I think his name is. Yeah, I mean Liverpool fans say he's really good. I've been seeing him get hyped up a lot, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, bro, that shit just sucks. Obviously, just another top level player. And then fucking Saka and Yamal had to leave early as well from their international duties. I was looking into it. I don't think any of the injuries are too serious, but it's still just concerning to see, obviously, like both of them picking up little knocks. I didn't even put on the list, but actually the same thing happened with Ugarte for United. He had to leave the shit early, too. There was like a scare. I don't know. I think he actually might not be available this weekend.
That's fucking wild.
So, yeah, fucking international break. Shit's stupid as fuck.
Unnecessary.
When I was like trying to scroll back through when I'm like looking for topics, one of the things I do is I go to Fabrizio's page because that fool's such a fucking news whore. He posts everything, even if he doesn't actually like break the story himself, he'll just steal it from someone else. But anyways,
damn.
Like fucking there was like a bunch of players who were like having like little injuries come up right before the international break. Like I think Eder Militao and a couple other guys like from the Brazil team, Vinny maybe. And they were fucking saying, like, the whole comments is all like, oh, these fools are, like, faking that shit because they know they don't want to go. And then it's, like, literally their keeper for Brazil gets fucking their hamstring fucked. Like, it sucks, dude. It really sucks.
It's too much, bro. Instead of giving this week for them to rest, chill, fucking recover, and no, go play international fucking
friendlies and like
not even friendly, a fucking
like for like the U.S. and Mexico and shit. So like for like how Pulisic got pulled out of the Mexico game, like because Milan don't want their player playing in some fucking pointless ass friendly. But then yeah, for Europe they had the Nations League and shit, which like it's just. It should only be for the smaller countries. That's what I think they fucked up with is because the whole thing is to help try and get more countries to be able to qualify for like the Euros and shit, which is great. But all the big countries are probably going to qualify anyways. They don't need like extra help qualifying. Let that shit be for like little fucking countries that really need that shit to have a better chance of getting in the tournament. And like how Georgia went on a good run in this last Euros, and Mika Tauze was like one of the top scorers and shit, like so that those smaller countries can have better chances of getting in. But bro, we don't need England and Spain and France and all these bigger teams in there, bro. It's just pointless. Well, we know that's why. Yeah, we know that's why.
Money.
We know that's why, but it just sucks, bro. It just sucks. Because now, like,
we got fucking
the actual games we're trying to watch that matter are, like, not as fun because the good players are not going to be there. So, fucking...
Not good. No good.
Yeah, bro. Fuck the international break. But we spent too much time on that bullshit anyways. This is our last little shit in the world of football, bro.
Fuck CONCACAF.
Fucking...
Fuck this out.
This fool been sending me hella little posts on Instagram and different shit. Talk about different controversies going on with my club, with my team, Manchester United. Yeah. And, like, the way that these things be getting covered be, like, so obvious, blatantly obvious that y'all just want to paint Man United to look as fucked as possible. We'll get to the Fergie shit. But about a week or two ago, the last game before the international break when we played Aston Villa, there was, like, a security breach at the Man United dressing room. And there was, like, a camera or microphone or some shit in there. And people were trying to record the team talk. They eventually, like, found out, like, what was happening. I don't think anything actually got leaked or whatever. Yeah. But, like, it was getting reported that, like, oh, there's a breach in the Man United dressing room. Fucking Man United security breach, blah, blah, blah. I see all these headlines. Bro, we played away. We played at Villa Park. So how is it in the Man United dressing room? Bro, Aston Villa had a security breach. We were just the team that was showing up to the away team's dressing room. But we're not. But, of course, all the media outlets publish it as Man United security breach. Okay, sure. Because I guess Man United club officials are the one monitoring the fucking changing rooms at Villa Park. That makes a lot of sense. Sure. And then fast forward a couple weeks, Sir Alex Ferguson has been taken off of the wage bill, basically. Like, he had a couple $1 million a year, like, salary that he was still getting from the club to be, like, an ambassador or whatever. And not only him, but, like, 250 other members of, like, the corporate staff and shit like that were, like, released and shit like that, fired, whatever. Wild. And, like, people have been making such a big deal about this shit. Like, Eric Cantona's on Instagram fucking shitting his diaper. Fucking a bunch of fans are out here getting all triggered about it and shit. And to me, it's like, you guys need to get the fuck out of the 90s. This shit's depressing, bro.
So Cantona, like, I'm guessing, was one of the ones getting that probably pay. And he got fucking booed.
I don't even know if it was that, but he was complaining, saying that, like, the boss should still be getting that shit, basically. Like, man, that's still the boss to me. Like, whatever. I think a majority of clubs, when that manager would have left, would have already not been paying him that much money in the first place. It was already, like, because you are literally the GOAT of football management, will break you off some shit. I was watching a video about it earlier, and I didn't double-check the sources on it, so if Stretford Paddock was wrong, then they're wrong. But they're a very good Man United fan channel, so I don't think they were wrong. That since Fergie's retired, he's been paid over £25 million in, like, different payments and sponsorship deals that he's done with the club and shit. So, like, we've paid him a lot of money since he's retired to just literally, here's £25 million to just relax. Thank you, basically. Thank you, here's 25 mil to retire with. And so now motherfuckers are tripping that over these last however many years of his life that he's going to have, hopefully many, he's not going to be getting 2 mil per year. Like, I'm pretty sure he's alright.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he has investment.
Pretty sure he's big chilling. And so it's really just people getting upset about the principle of it, that, like, he did so much for the club, he still deserves it. If we're living in, like, a fairy tale la la delulu land where money just grows on trees, then, like, fuck yeah, like, give him some because he earned it, whatever. But we're in the modern era of FFP and PSR and these, like, financial constrictions and regulations that are really harsh in the Premier League. And so all the money you're paying out to everything matters. And all the money you're taking in matters. It's all, like, weighed up against each other. Yeah. And so if we're losing a couple extra mil every year just to basically say thanks. If Ineos is looking at this and saying we want to restructure the club and only have our finances going into shit where we're getting return on investment, I look at that as a fan and think, I love how my club is moving right now. We're being ruthless. We're being analytical. We're trying to be just as smart as the ops. We're not fucking around no more. We're not out here giving out money for warm and fuzzy feelings in our
just
tummy.
Just because you're going to show up to the game and they're going to fucking
it's like shit. A nostalgia check. Like, that shit's cool, but can I tell you what? If we're being brutally honest, it's part of the reason why we're stuck where we are. It's because we keep on living in the fucking past. We need to let that shit go. Like, as much as we will always love, respect, and I'm not trying to minimize what Sir Alex Ferguson has done for this football club. Believe me, I've done the research. I know all about this shit. Like, I understand that Manchester United, the reason it is the modern giant it is genuinely almost solely due to that man right there. And so I'm not trying to minimize the impact. But I also think that literally over 10 years since he's been gone, like, at some point you just gotta, like, look, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, he's got a lot of money. He's gonna be all right. The money's probably gonna be better. Like, if we could take that couple mil and get, like, a really great scout, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
sign a youth talent too.
A doctor who's good. Mm-hmm. We need some of those injuries and like, what I just think the way that it had been covered and reported, the way I'd seen people talking about Man United is like, oh, they're disrespecting their past and shit. Like, if this was any other club, I feel like it would be seen as, like, smart, shrewd business. Yeah. But because it's Man United, we're always just a clusterfuck. Like, all right, like, if that's how y'all want to take it, then that's how we can take it. But
tinfoil hats back on, ladies and gentlemen.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Big tinfoil hats.
They hate us because they ain't us. If you're not a Man United fan and you're not a little-ass fucking TikTok kid, you're old enough to know that we've made you sad deeply. Sad deeply. Sad deeply. And that shit, now that it flipped all around and we're the motherfuckers who be sad sometimes, for real, y'all love to, fuck Man United, fuck Man United, fuck Man United. That shit's not gonna make Ronaldo coming to your ground in 2008 and going, sir. It's not gonna make it not happen. It's not gonna make it not happen. It's not gonna make Rooney going up to your fucking keeper and probably talking shit to that fool after he scored on him. It's not gonna make it not happen. All those bad memories you have in your head of what Man United did to y'all as children or adults, depending on how old you are, you'll never erase that pain. So just hold on to it. Accept it. And okay, we could take the jokes, we'll take the banner, but when it starts coming from actual media organizations who are supposed to have journalistic integrity and shit, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call y'all out. Fuck no. Fuck no. Respect my club. Respect the Red Devils, bro.
So yeah, it's just a smart investment move. That's all it is.
That's it. Good business. It's good business, and I am happy with the direction that Ineos seem to be taking the club. It seems like we're figuring out how to actually run this shit properly in the modern era.
That was kind of crazy. They actually, guys were just giving him $2 million just to like be around.
That's what I feel like is the crazier thing. Yeah, it's like, bro, like that's insane. That's insane. Like, it's just, yeah, man. Come on.
I'm pretty sure he'll still show up to games. I'm pretty sure he's.
And that was a part of it, is like he still gets tickets whenever he wants. He's still allowed to be there. And it's not like, oh, put you up in the nosebleeds. Like, he's got his little box and shit. Yeah.
They're just not gonna fucking.
Like, he's still Fergie. Like, he could show up to the fucking building any day of the week he wants and just knock on the front door and they're gonna let him in. For the rest of his life, that will be the case. And none of that ever changes. It's just the fact that we don't gotta fucking Venmo this fool once a year. Like, that's it. That's it. And people are mad about that. Like, why y'all pocket watching Fergie? Y'all pocket watching a fool who's like fucking 80. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
They want that type of
That's how bad you want to hate on Man United, is you're pocket watching a senior citizen who's got more bread than all of y'all anyway. What are we doing here? This fool probably got the big boy Maybach. And we're talking about
that shit bumping, bro.
Like, what? Come on, bro.
I forgot bread. That for sure got bread.
A lot of it. Bro, he won the Champions League with Aberdeen. What are we doing, bro? That's where the conversation starts and ends. You know what I mean? It's that simple. We beat Real Madrid in the final. With Aberdeen.
That's wild.
With Aberdeen.
What players were in that team?
Some Scottish guys.
No
They were
way.
pissed, drunk and shit probably. I don't think like any like crazy. No.
There's no legend that played in that team.
Not that I know of. I only watched a documentary about it, so I could be missing out some details. It's been a minute since I seen it, but from what I remember, even back then, it was seen as like an insane achievement. That fucking Dean, because they weren't even back then. It was still Celtic Rangers. That was the only two teams that were relevant outside of Scotland from Scotland.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be a Rangers manager. He grew up loving Rangers. He's from Scotland, and they rejected him. And so he ended up coaching at Aberdeen instead, and said, "Fuck, I'm gonna cook y'all," and did, and did. He's him. He's him. Yeah, he's him.
I need to watch that fucking doc and you send it.
I don't even remember what it was on. Oh yeah, there was a good Alex Ferguson.
He's about to put Fergie doc.
I know. It's gonna be fucking Black Eyed Peas shit. Yeah, this is the one. Never Give In. Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Oh, I have that shit.
There you go, man. Yeah, bro. This shit's fire. This fool's a fucking crazy guy. Yeah, they talked to him about the day that he had a fucking, I think it was like a stroke or something. He almost died, yeah. In 2018. It was really scary. He had like a serious medical emergency. And so they like talked to him about that shit. Fucking, I believe his wife passed away, and so they talked to him about that, bro. It's like you get a lot of the personal side, which is crazy because he never talks about that type of shit publicly. So it's really fascinating, but then obviously, yeah, you get like the whole career arc of his life. Nah, bro. I always knew that Fergie was the GOAT just because I'm a Man United fan, so Fergie's the GOAT. But I remember watching that shit when it came out in 2021 and being like, wow, like this dude's story's actually like ridiculous. Yeah, bro. Shout out to Fergie. GOAT. That's my GOAT. Fuck that bald fraud. That's my GOAT.
Whoa.
Because folks be trying to put that phone on a pedestal, bro. Get that fucking weak ass shit out of here. Get that weak ass shit out of here. Fucking playing the fucking COD campaign on Recruit. And we gassing me. I did not grow up like that. I didn't grow up like that, though. When you grew up, right, and the campaigns were still slapping, you never could play it on Recruit, right? Like, you'll be literally like, bro, you're a bitch. Why are you playing that shit on Recruit? Step it up.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing? It was a thing. What was the highest? Was hardcore the highest?
It was hardcore, expert, normal, and then...
Like, motherfuckers were proud when they played on the higher difficulties. Like Fergie. And then you got a motherfucker like Pep who's like, nah, bro, on Recruit you can just do all this. It's fun. Like, okay, sure.
That's a wild take.
Am I wrong? Started where?
Barca.
Went to where?
Bayern.
Went to where?
City. So why is Barca shit?
And how many Champions Leagues? What else do I have to say? What else do I have to say?
He didn't win one with Bayern, huh? That's wild. One with Barca in the trouble year.
And only one with City. This whole time, billions spent of fraudulent money, allegedly. 2 Champions Leagues the whole time? That's how many Fergie has with Man United. I'm just saying. And that's not even counting the Aberdeen shit, which, let's be real, this fool never even tried it. So
you think Champions League mean more than Prems?
I think it just speaks to the diversity of a manager to be able to succeed in a domestic competition and cup competitions, because it's 2 different beasts, 2 different things.
So
it's like sustained success over months versus like being able to show up on the day and
so
do
how
it.
much has Fergie won with United? 3?
Only 2 Champions Leagues with United. The treble in 99 and the Champions League in 2008.
Okay.
With arguably the best team ever in 2008. Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, fucking Scholes, Ferdinand, Vidic, Van der Sar, Neville.
So is that
fucking
kind of
team, dude.
That kind of recruit mode?
No, because he built that. He saw this 18-year-old skinny. He looked like me, some skinny little kid with braces and shit in Portugal, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? What's your name?" And the kid said, "Cristiano Ronaldo," with all his braces and shit. Cristiano Ronaldo. And this fool said, "Show me a step over," and that shit was cold. He said, "Boy, get on the plane, coming back with us."
That's why they kidnapped him.
Fed that boy a lot of food. Got that boy in the gym. Gave him some silver boots. Rest is history. So, like, yeah, you could look at it on paper and say, oh, that's a super team. But, like, half of those players are also youth academy. Like, Scholes, youth academy. Giggs, youth academy.
Fairs.
Rooney, we bought him when he was, like, 17 or some shit. Like, there's a couple big signings in there. Ferdinand was a really big signing when we got him. Cantona was a big signing when we got him. Like, Fergie had some big signings, but he would, like, use those big signings to supplement the team that he would build from the ground up. It wasn't on a Pep vibe where it's like 40 mil here, 40 mil there, 60 mil here, 40 mil there. Like, that was Pep's. I remember how City built it up. They didn't do a whole lot of 100 mils, but it was like hella 40 to 60s. Mm-hmm. Like, they were big on those. And so fucking, like, yeah, that I don't know, we just got into a whole other little debate here. But yeah, bro, I can never understand how people I'm not even trying to be biased. I felt this way before he was at City. I always felt like he was overrated even at Bayern. Because how are you not succeeding with this team, dude? I watched Ronaldo fold y'all way too many times. Way too many times. Like, bro, I'm sorry. What do you want from me, bro? Like, if you couldn't overcome Cristiano Ronaldo, come on, man. He's not like that. Obviously, he's a great manager. Like, I'm not trying to say he's shit, he's average, anything like that. Like, he's still great. I just don't think you can put him in that GOAT talk, bro.
Who's there too, then, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, we know number one. This is tough just to press me off the fucking top of the dome skis. I would have to do, like, research for, like, the older school fools to, like, make sure I cover all my bases and shit. But I would definitely say,
Ancelotti.
For me personally, you know who I put above Pep? Cruyff. Facts. Wow. Facts. Pep wouldn't exist without Cruyff. So to me, if you really want to talk about, oh, Pep football, that's just Cruyff football to me, bro. See, I know enough about the science. I know about the old Barca, the old Ajax and shit, and how fucking that fool put on Van Gaal to what Van Gaal was doing later with Ajax in the 90s. Like, bro, Cruyff was the one who really changed how possession-based football and shit was, like, happening to me, bro. I feel like he was one of the main ones who really popularized that style. So to me, I'll put him up there. Just names that would be up there. Ancelotti, yes, would be up there. Deadass, I got Mourinho above Pep.
Wow.
I do.
That's crazy.
I do.
That is crazy.
Porto?
That is crazy.
Porto? In the modern era? In the 2000s? Going against real modern super teams. Bro, I've done this before. When you look at the list of winners, that's the last one, the most recent one in like 03 or 04, whatever it was. That's like, doesn't make sense. When you see the badge in the list, it's like, wait, Porto? Like, everyone since then is like one of the big Italian teams, one of the big English teams, one of the big Spanish teams, one of the big German teams. Not the French teams, because they suck. So fucking, it's one of the big four clubs, or big four nations clubs that win. And then Porto. So, like, the fact that, and bro, look at who he was playing in that competition. Like, it's not like it was some bummy, and like, bro, straight legends in that team too, bro. Like, and then from there goes to fucking Chelsea next. I am not regular. I am the special one. Literally, in an interview, calls his shot, lets the whole world know I'm the special one. And then goes and, like, brings Chelsea from kind of a fucking joke of a club to, like, really being a fucking powerhouse of fucking football. Thanks to that Russian money, obviously, also. But Mourinho was the manager who made that happen. And then he fucking bounced again, goes to Inter. Fucking cooks over there. Fucking beats fucking y'all asses for the Champions League, one of y'all's best teams ever, and this fool literally plays like the most typical Mourinho football, literally shuts the game down and then is on the pitch after fucking trolling the fans and shit. Like, bro, this fool...
Just because he hates us because they could pick Pep over him?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. He used that shit as fuel and won. Like, bro, that to me, go. Bro, I put Mo over Pep on God. Oh, God. Facts. Mourinho is taking on way more challenges, bro. He's fucking coaching in Turkey right now. You'll never see Pep doing no shit like that. This fool Mourinho really loves this football shit. He will be coaching football or talking about football, doing something with football until he's dead.
I'm dead.
Pep will be on a boat in 5 years. I promise you. Pep will be gone.
There's all that Saudi money. Fuck yeah. What do you think?
Pep will be gone.
What do you think he's done after this year,
bro? But Mourinho could have got it too. Mourinho would rather take less and go to Turkey. Why? Because they love that shit. They fucking love that football shit for real. And he loves this fucking football shit for real. Mourinho's a real football guy. Football heritage. Football fucking heritage, brother. You don't respect the heritage.
That's a crazy take.
He brought me a Europa League. Come on, bruh.
This is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, bro.
Big Z. Come on,
Falls over your fucking... It's a broken ass leg and shit.
Bro, my squad.
Who scored in that match? It was a 1-0 win, dog.
I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't often think back of like, damn.
That was like your biggest win. That was your biggest win so far, bro.
I know, for real. That shit would be Arsenal's only European trophy.
Right.
You good?
You good, bro?
I'm great. I got trophies. You want to see them?
They're old. What about now?
What about yours? What about now? Yeah, what about now? No, I'd be asking the same thing.
In the process. Closer than y'all.
Closer. Y'all get very happy about that.
Closer than y'all.
It seems like that's just the main goal. It's okay. You know, this is my motto with Arteta. I just tell that fool, take your time with it. Your time with it. Take your time. Go. We weren't able to goddamn record last week. We didn't get to do our full analysis reaction of Bad Blood. Which
pretty...
Yeah, and I'm bummed because there was like... I'm bummed, but I'm also not because I'm happy that we got some time to really marinate. Like, everyone's reactions that I saw online was obviously just like the instant...
Raw.
Like heat of the moment. And we've been able to take a step back and digest it. And so there's just a few... Like, we don't gotta go through it because the people, they're smart. They've heard about shit by now. But there's some big points that I feel like we gotta talk about here because there's some real interesting shit that came from this. One of the things that I thought was the most interesting conversations that people were debating about was the controversy surrounding the booking of Order, the opening match. A lot of people felt like should have been the main event, and the main event be the opener. A lot of people felt like that was backwards.
I can agree with that 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that.
So break it down for me. Well, why?
Just look at the intensity of both matches. Yes, I get it. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Fucking Roman Reigns doesn't really fucking wrestle with this and that, whatever. But as you see, now he's on SmackDown again or whatever. I guess he's going to start coming out every weekly now or whatever on SmackDown. That's what I'm...
But will he be wrestling?
Most likely, probably.
Not on SmackDown. Not like on a... Maybe 2 more times this year, we'll see Roman on SmackDown wrestling in a match. 2 more times in 2024.
Like, I understand from, like, a money perspective, he's a money fucking pulling fucking guy. He's literally the biggest face of the fucking company, basically.
Well, then there's also Cody Rhodes, who, if it's not Roman, it's Cody. Like, those are the two top dogs of WWE right now.
I understand. I was like, from the money side, like, oh, they're the fucking main event. They're the fucking attention grabber.
That's your Macho Man and Hogan. That's your Rock and Stone Cold. You know, like, whatever great era of WWE you want to look at where there was, like, pillars.
Triple H versus John Cena, top of shit.
Those are your guys right now. So you're telling me you're going to put your guys in the opening?
But it's a tag team match, though. It's not them against each other or nothing.
That almost makes it even more that it has to main event in some ways, because when are we ever going to see Cody Rhodes doing a fucking hot tag to Roman Reigns ever again?
They literally did John Cena and Randy on Raw, bro, against the whole Raw roster.
Yeah, but that was a totally different thing. Like, that was to just put Randy and John completely over and squash the rest of the Raw roster. Like, that was a totally different thing. This is with a storyline. This is in the middle of, not in the middle of, but, like, coming off of their huge feud and back-to-back Mania main events. Like, this is at the, like, height of Cody versus Roman.
Do you think this is, like, the big story? Basically, this is the main storyline of WWE right now, basically, is what you're saying?
I feel like, yeah, and especially the fact that you had Jimmy return and then The Rock return. Like, this is clearly the match that got the ball rolling for the storylines that will eventually become the main event of WrestleMania next year. Like, the fact that we're going to look back at this match as the starting point of kind of the story that leads us to all these insane matches we're going to have, I feel like you gotta have that main event.
I feel you. Okay.
Like, so to me, the Rock factor is the kicker. Like, if you're gonna bring out the Rock, even if it is just for a few seconds, which I know that's one thing I saw a lot of people upset about, is that he came out and didn't do shit, and then Punk and Drew did all that and didn't get to main event, and the Rock just got to come out and fucking count to 3 and slit his fucking throat and walk away. So I can get, like, where people are coming from, but then, to me, that's missing all the context around it. Like,
I'm sorry, but that's just still hilarious. He's still holding that championship. I'm sorry.
But that shit's funny. But my point is that the reason why he's allowed to get away with shit like that is because we have seen The Rock for so many years do amazing things on the microphone, in the ring. Like, we know what The Rock is, what he means to pro wrestling at this moment in time. His legacy is so established that just him coming out for a few seconds is that important. So yeah, you could look at it and say, oh, this dude came out and didn't do anything, but it's that guy doing nothing, so it's still everything. It just is what it is. And I don't think that you can even argue and say that, like, oh, but you can't say that just because it's The Rock. But, like, it is The Rock, though. Like, it's not like some hypothetical argument. Like, you're either going to bring The Rock out or you're not. And so if you're going to bring out The Rock, he's coming out in the main event. It's the last thing that's going to happen. And there's no, like, that's not even controversial. To me, that was the funniest thing, is that people were so, like, up in arms and upset about this. It's like, bro, I don't think you understand the business. I think some people might be a little too, like, holistic with the way they look at wrestling. Like, it's too traditional. Well, that's the Hell in the Cell match and it's bad blood. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Like, but historically speaking, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because The Rock,
the final boss.
I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. Like, and then obviously there's all the other factors of it being Roman and Cody. And, like, we're not talking about Solo and Jacob too, but, like, those are guys that we're building up right now. Like, as much as the fans are rejecting it and they're hating on Solo and shit like that, like, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu are going to be main event players for the next however many years they want to be in pro wrestling. Yeah. Like, that's the future of this shit. And so as much as we want to make fun of it now, I feel like we're going to be looking at it the same way that we were looking at how people treated Roman in, like, 2015 to, like, 2018, 2019. Like, how people used to hate on Roman and didn't want Roman to be the top guy. And then eventually it just clicked and it worked. I feel like the same shit will eventually happen with Solo.
I love you, Solo.
Because he's got all the talent. It needs to click with the audience.
My tribal chief.
So yeah, I say all that to say that this whole controversy was stupid in my opinion. Like, y'all just need to understand that The Rock is The Rock, Roman is Roman, Cody is Cody, and they're trying to make Solo and Jacob on to a similar level as well. And so when you got all those factors at play, that's all there is to it, man. And let's be real, the bloodline takes precedent. It's the big, like you said, it's the biggest story in the company. So yeah, it's gonna main event. Was the Hell in a Cell match a way better match just from a individual match perspective? Fuck yeah. Like, that's one of the next things that I want to get into is that Punk and Drew, like, actually finally delivered for me. Because I've been pretty open that the first two matches I wasn't the biggest fan of. I felt like they kind of underdelivered. And not that they were terrible matches, but...
or whatever, leather strap.
That was, yeah, the Four Corners match. That's what I call it. It was underwhelming because the feud itself was so, like, it felt like they hated each other. And the matches didn't bring that same intensity until this one. This was the match that, like, it honestly, like, I don't want to be too hyperbolic, but one of the best matches I think I've ever seen in some ways. Like, it was really, really, really that good.
Old school fucking...
It was really that good.
Bruh.
It was Punk at his best. It was Drew at his best. Those guys absolutely put their bodies on the line.
Everything out there, bro.
It was amazing, and it was all justified with the feud. It was
just talking about this match. I just remember seeing the Instagram post of Drew McIntyre with his fucking head split open and shit.
Bro. It was so much blood that I remember thinking, like, is this gimmicked somehow? Did he have like a fake blood packet or something? Like, bro, dude, it was truly, truly brutal. But it needed to be. It needed to be because of the feud. Like, this was about family and respect and, like, very personal, moral principles for both of these dudes. That,
they
like,
went out, bro. Fuck.
They had to. That, to me, is, like, that's pro wrestling.
Punk's ass could barely walk out the ring and shit.
It was a perfect representation of pro wrestling. Exactly. This fool's fucking literally needing oxygen just to get back to the locker room. Like... And it's not that I'm advocating for people to go out there and hurt themselves, but at its peak, pro wrestling is kind of a physical sacrifice. These people put their bodies on the line to entertain us, and they really justified it. Like, it's not like it's some dudes in a backyard that are just smashing each other over the head with the fucking light tubes, like those videos that you see on Instagram and shit. Like, these fools actually spent months and months and months
preparing this shit,
building the tension and bubbling it from, like, just them kind of petty toying with each other, professionally, like, fucking with each other, and then it escalated to this deeply personal hatred for one another that, like, needed a match like this to, like, give these dudes their emotional blow off that they need. It was sensational. It was so good. I could rant about it all night. I'm sure you could too. Like, it was a top tier match. Top tier wrestling. And it sucks for
the following cards,
the people who came afterwards, because there were some other feuds that were really exciting and didn't deliver. And I'm looking at my boys Finn Balor and Damian Priest here. I was deeply disappointed, man. Deeply disappointed. Because the Judgment Day storyline is kind of another one of those bloodline level storylines to me, where if you really look at it from the very beginning, going all the way back with fucking Edge and shit, and getting all the way to where we are now, there's a lot that's taken place, and especially between guys like Finn and Damian, who, like, really found, like, in storyline, but, like, a real, and it seems like they were close as well, like, off screen, but, like, a real brotherhood in the Judgment Day, and that they were, like, two of, like, the kind of two that were really close and there for each other and shit. And so, like, as those seeds of, like, falling out were being planted over, and because that whole thing took a long time to play out, there was, like, little arguments and little things that were happening, and then they finally have that big Judgment Day fallout at SummerSlam, and I was, like, instantly so ready for that feud, because I'm a big fan of Damian, big fan of Finn, and I felt like that was supposed to be another Punk versus Drew level blood feud, where, like, they're brothers turned rivals. Like, this should be such a heated rivalry. And, bro, that match was just a fucking... compared to the rivalry and what it should have delivered, it was really, 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 really average. Like, I've seen a lot of people saying that it felt like a main event of Monday Night Raw, and like, yeah, like it really did. Like, I don't know whose coffee Finn Balor pissed in, but this fool literally hit this full Damian Priest with, I believe it was 3 coup de grace at the end, towards the end of the match. And this fool Damian Priest gets up and like fucks up the whole Judgment Day. And then hits fucking
quick recovery, bro.
Exactly, bro. And then fucking just hits Finn with one quick little south of heaven, and we out. He's 1, 2, 3. We out. I can't believe that. I can't believe that finish. I can't believe that it was literally just a typical Judgment Day interference thing. He didn't even, like, have a fucking quick little yeet pop, like Jay coming out to help him or nothing. Like, a lot of people were expecting that in the crowd. We heard the chants and everything, and no, he just literally hulked up and just fucked everyone up by himself, and that was it. Man, disappointed. I don't even know if that begins to explain, like, how much I felt let down there, man. That was bad. Just from what I was expecting, because we know that they can both deliver such classics. That's kind of the thing that kills me. Is like,
they didn't have the time though, probably.
But even see, the match was long enough. Like, if it's booked like differently,
15, 10 minutes.
Yeah, bro, and if you use that time properly, you can make a much better match. If you're not wasting time on fucking Carlito and JD McDonough and like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Disappointing ass match. Another interesting topic from this event was something that happened after the event, but still kept the buzz going, was the Kevin Owens heel turn. That happened off air in the parking lot and got caught on camera by some fans and shit.
Bro pulled up to his buzz, bro.
I was very torn on this when it first happened. I was partially feeling like it was a really cool, like, different way to do a heel turn and, like, an interesting way to experiment with new styles of storytelling and wrestling and stuff like that, trying to make something feel more authentic. But it also sucked because the build had been so, like, obvious in our faces that, like, KO's about to turn heel. And fucking, we missed it. Like, we didn't get to pop for that shit. Like, it kind of just got DM'd around. Like, it ended up on my fucking feed somehow. And it's like, well, this is cool in a way, because, like, this word of mouth shit and everything like that's interesting. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. And I think that's still where I'm landing. Like, as much as I think it's really cool.
Interesting, yeah. You don't like the online fucking interaction shit.
It's not even that I don't like it. It's just for a moment that was so heavily teased and that, like, I was excited for. I just feel like we got to kind of miss out on reacting to it as a WWE universe altogether. Which is, like, that's the fun part. Is, like, when we're all watching at the same time and something crazy happens. And, yeah, the whole crowd reacts and we're all on Twitter looking at shit and we're texting each other like, oh, my God, bro, you see this shit? What the fuck? Like, having, like, that whole moment of live wrestling is fun. And so I feel like we kind of missed it. But then, like I said, I'm torn because I do get why they did it. And it is different and it's interesting. And, like, I don't know if you saw, but KO actually posted earlier today, like, a whole video on his Twitter kind of explain, like, kind of blackmailing the company, saying that he's going to release a video kind of explaining his whole side of things if they don't let him speak on the SmackDown this week. So, like, I do like that they're continuing to use social media to develop it. I guess I feel like this might have been something that would have been used better, and maybe I'm just bitching, but for like a swerve kind of a storyline where it's like something you don't really see coming and then it just happens out of nowhere, and that going viral, to me, that might have been a little bit more like, what the fuck? Like, is this even real? Like, did it? Because then it really is like almost like, is this a work or not? Like, did these fools actually just fight in the parking lot? Because it's like, this wasn't even a storyline being built up, and then it's just two random fools
get down and
fading. Like, is this actually real? Like, to me, if it was something just out of nowhere where it's like fucking, I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of two random ass fools right now. Fucking Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura just like piecing each other up in the parking lot, and it's like, wait, what? Like, these fools aren't even on TV right now. What's happening? Like, is this a real, like, are they actually fucking mad at each other? Or
like Jay and Shinsuke or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out, like, random ass names of just, like, whoa, like, why the fuck are they fighting with you? Like, to me, that would have been interesting to throw that out on socials, like, from, like, fans recording it or something. Like, have that happen in, like, a kind of semi-public area. And, like, I don't know, yeah, just to maybe make it feel a little... Because the thing is when we saw the Kevin Owens thing, as much as it was a cool way of doing the heel turn, we also all instantly knew that this was a work. So like, and maybe that's just my fault. Like, I'm just a mark, and so like I'm like over analyzing shit, and it's my fault for kind of killing the kayfabe element for myself. But I just feel like there could have been a more maybe interesting time to pull this like trick out of your bag type of shit. But at the same time, I also, like I said, like, I get why they did it, and I have enjoyed the way that they've been building it, and so I'm curious to see how it continues to progress, and maybe I end up changing my mind and thinking that it was the right decision. We'll see. Because, yeah, this whole, like, banned Kevin Owens, like, underground Kevin Owens shit that's happening right now, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool, so we'll see. We'll see. The last big bad blood kind of talking point that a lot of people were upset about, and justifiably so in my opinion, was the shit with Crown Jewel, man.
That,
the whole super duper champion. Yeah, you're the super duper best champion.
13K diamond, your bust down Rolly Avalanche, bro.
That goes from here to here approximately.
The super champion, bro.
You're the super duper champion. You're the best champion. The king of kings, as one Triple H might have said at one point. But, yeah, I think a lot of people are really seeing right through this as like, oh, the Saudi Arabian government wanted a special toy to make themselves feel special. And so you gave them a toy to make them feel special. What sucks is that the rest of us aren't a part of the Saudi Arabian government. We're just wrestling fans. And so we don't really care if Saudi Arabia gets a toy.
But we don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no one is excited for this. And I'll tell you what, I have a real problem with the fact that the two top belts on their separate shows, which should never really be crossing paths with one another.
Unless it's a special fucking crossover event or some shit like that.
But, like, ideally with a reason. Now they're just being thrown together
there are sometimes going to be like John Cena with both fucking World Heavyweight Champion and fucking the WWE Champion.
See, but I didn't like... as a kid, yes, that's cool because it's like, oh my god, Cena's wrestling Batista, what's going on? Like, this is cool. But now, watching wrestling, the problem I have with it is you're telling me, as a storyteller, WWE, that whoever loses here, this shit is ass. Like, how can I not look at it like that? Like, if Cody or Gunther loses, whoever takes the L, I'm looking at that belt a little sideways. Because it's like, bro, you're the worst champ. Like, you put yourself in a corner where the two top people who are supposed to be on, like, an equal level now have to unequal themselves. Which inherently is going to mean one belt is going to matter a little more than the other. And you know what sucks? I think what they're going to do to get out of it is do a dusty finish for both, where there's going to be just a bunch of interference or some fucking weird screw up from the referee or something that's going to make it to where neither win is clean. And that's going to be the way that they kind of protect it going forward. Like, Goldberg will come out and fucking fuck over Gunther and set up their feud going forward. And
you really think that's going to happen?
Rhea will come out and fuck over Liv to keep their shit going. It'll be some shit like that.
You think Goldberg is really gonna feud?
Yeah.
You're tripping. That fool's old, bro. That fool's almost 60.
Can I tell you some shit that I don't think you know?
60.
Can I tell you some shit I don't think you know?
60, what?
That fool is still under contract with the company, and under his current contract that he's signed to right now, he has 2 more match obligations.
That's wild.
2 of them.
There's no way you think that.
This is like extremely well reported from a lot of reputable journalists. That he's got a couple left. Cause they brought him back not too long ago for all this Saudi Arabia shit. That's why he's here now. And so, where are we going?
Big Saudi.
Who do they love over there?
Big Goldberg.
And who did we just see all of a sudden randomly at the last PLE beefing with a dude who's gonna be in one of the high profile matches?
Big Goldberg.
And you think that shit's random? Trust me, bro.
That's crazy.
When he comes out and fucks over Gunther,
pushing 60, bro. That's
and
crazy.
then when Rhea comes out and fucks over Liv, and that's how that shit ends. I'm saying, they're pussy over there.
Do you think they're gonna do the Tiffy time cash out?
I hope so, and I don't think so. After these last couple weeks, maybe, because they've really been pushing it. I really hope so, because I think it'd be cool that it'd be like
make that the talking point at least.
Both championships, potentially, like whoever she would pin, like it would just make that match all of a sudden a cool triple threat where like, for Liv and Nia, it's still just like whatever. If they win, it's just an exhibition. They get the fake belt. But for Tiffy, it's like, bruh, if she wins that shit, it's a big deal. So that would add a lot more stakes to the match, which would be interesting. But I'm not holding out hope, though. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it would be cool, but I'm not like anticipating it. We'll see how the shit builds over the next couple weeks with her and Nia and everything, because it, like I said, it has started to get a little more obvious that whole shit is gonna explode pretty soon.
Bro, when you see how she grabs her,
bro, no, yeah, she be bullying her. That shit's crazy.
My ass off,
that shit's disrespectful, bro. This shit's crazy, but
like, damn, chill.
So yeah, man, honestly, that was one of the big L's of the show, was the whole Crown Jewel announcement. Because another thing, I don't know if you saw people saying this, but
everybody was so quiet during that shit.
Everyone's been expecting them to finally come out with a women's mid-card title. Like, there's been a lot of talk about that. And so they see Triple H come out with the belt under the fucking, like, little, like, blanket type shit.
Talking about competition and shit like that. You're like, okay.
And so everyone was thinking, they're like, oh, this is finally going to be the women's mid-card title and shit. Like, this is going to be cool. And then he pulls out that ugly-ass fucking belt. And so, yeah, bro, I'm going to be honest. Crown Jewel is going to rely so heavily on, like, whatever else is booked. Because those first 2 matches that we have guaranteed, I'm, like, not really that interested at all, really. Like, it'll be fun wrestling. Like,
yeah,
like, that's the thing, is, like, when I say not interested at all, like,
our champions
I
clash.
would love to watch Gunther wrestle Cody, obviously.
Champions clash.
But it's the implications of what happens to both of the characters after the match that pisses me off. The fact that one of them has to lose pisses me off. Because you shouldn't be devaluing one of your top guys like this. It's just, and all for the sake of a fun little exhibition in Saudi Arabia just to make them happy. It's fucking...
Do you think they're going to do anything with Roman over there?
Probably, yeah. You'd have to imagine. I mean...
You haven't really announced anything, bro.
Yeah, but it's still kind of early in the whole... Like, their stories take a bit to build up. Obviously, Jimmy's trying to get Jay recruited and stuff. Maybe it's something to do with that. Like, it ends up being the 3 of them. Like, they finally convince Jay to come back, and it's Jay, Jimmy, and Roman versus Solo and the Tongans or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some shit like that. I hope that they don't just keep running back different versions of, like, Roman tag matches because they're too pussy to book them in a solo match before, like, a big major PLE or something. Because, yeah, like, if we just keep having to watch that fool stand on the side of the ropes and kind of, like, watch someone else get pieced up by Jacob Fatu while he's just waiting to get that hot tag, it is going to be kind of lame. We'll see. But,
just me, Os.
Overall, if you had to give a from 1 to 10 rating to Bad Blood, how would you rate that shit? Just to get your general vibe. Cause I low-key probably give that motherfucker like a smooth
6.5 out of 10 for me.
I was finna say 6. Literally, I was gonna say 6. Yeah, smooth 6 out of 10, and that's like all 6 points damn near from Punk and Drew, and then like also some points for The Rock.
The final boss.
The final boss. So yeah, I'll give it 6.5 too. Yeah, cause yeah, The Rock adds a little extra something for sure. But yeah, man, the like middle section of that card was rough. It was rough.
It's tough.
Bad Blood. GTA. I got shooters.
Yeah, shit, bro.
I've been wanting to talk about for a minute some of the good shit that we've been getting on Raw and SmackDown, because I feel like we've been getting some really interesting feuds and matches and stuff. And then as I was trying to get us to talk about it, that's when they made the change to 2 hours on Raw.
To Raw, yeah.
And
horrible.
So far, not great. Yeah, horrible. So far, not great, man.
Horrible,
this last week was a little better. I'll give them credit. Like, that first show was bad.
Still trying to squeeze shit in, bro.
Nah,
squeeze it so bad, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That fucking promo segment where it went from American Made doing their little shit and then not even any type of cut or nothing, just straight into Braun Breaker. Yep. That was trash. That was so trash. It was confusing. I was like, wait, are they beefing it now? Like, wait, what the fuck? And then I just realized, like, oh, they're just that pressed for time. This last week was a bit better, but still definitely struggling, though. Like, they're still struggling for sure. I feel like it's
Netflix changes that.
See, I don't know. Like, there's no time limit on Netflix. Like, it's not like they have a show coming on next on that channel.
But that's what I'm saying. They just might fucking do it 3 hours. Fuck it, why not?
So wait, what are you saying then? Like when they go to Netflix, it'll be better.
Go back to 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I do agree. Yeah, they're like eventually they're gonna have to probably switch it back, or if anything, just dial back the commercials, because it's not like the actual length of the show, but it's like the length of the program itself, like without commercial time and everything. But I feel like one of the bigger problems that not too many people are kind of focusing on is that when you look at like both rosters, there's a lot more like top talent on Raw than there is on SmackDown, because I feel like when they do the draft and everything, they have that built-in assumption that Raw is going to be the longer show, and now it's not, which is making it feel more rushed than SmackDown normally does, because they build SmackDown to be a 2-hour show versus now condensing a 3-hour show to a 2-hour show. So I just feel like we're in kind of a transition stage where they're figuring it out. But I do feel like they're already getting a bit better with it. Just kind of staying more focused on like what's going to be the big storyline of this episode. Like we saw a couple different looks at like Jay and Jimmy having their interactions and shit like that. The whole shit with Tiffany kind of popping out on Raw where she's not supposed to be and getting involved in everything with kind of the Judgment Day shit that's been going on. Like those kind of stories that like start earlier on in the episode and then kind of carry on throughout, like help give it more flow and shit to me. And I feel like they did a good job with that on this last show. I was also really happy to see the War Raiders come back, my boys, formerly known as the Viking Raiders. I fuck with those fools so heavy. They just fuck shit up. They fuck shit up. When they come out, I know that I'm about to see one of the craziest things I'm going to see on the whole show on that night. They're crazy. So I'm excited, and I really do hope that they get a legit push. I want to see them win these belts.
That'd be interesting.
I want to see them get a tag team run as this character. Because the whole Viking shit, let's be real, bro, like... Shit was a little corny. Shit was a little corny. So now that they could be just a more natural version of their character, I'm excited to see where that goes. And obviously, like the whole Raquel and Liv shit, the more that continues to develop, I'm interested to see where that's going.
You're just standing there staring.
I mean, bro, she's the muscle. 2 dudes with attitudes, dude. Hey, man.
Carlito has a crush on her, I guess. That's hilarious.
See, when I first saw that, I thought he was scared.
No.
Like, when he was like, looky, he dropped the shit, I thought it was because he was like, oh, like, she's scary.
No,
but then I saw everyone else's reaction. I was like, I guess I missed that. Because, like,
nervous.
It didn't, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I felt like that was him being like, ooh, she's scary.
Yeah,
but
he got nervous, bro.
I guess so. Isn't there like a really significant age difference there?
I don't think so. No, I think Raquel's already like pushing 40.
Really?
Yeah. This was 45.
He's only 45?
That's why he's still.
He looks terrible for his age. I'm not even trying to be fucked up. I thought that fool was like literally 10 years older than that at least.
You're crazy.
I mean,
Eh.
it's a solid dozen years. But they are older though. Like she's still in her 30s and shit. It's not too crazy. I just feel like there would have been a weird storyline if there was like a super significant. But yeah, I guess it's
Kind of makes sense right now. It's okay now.
it's not up to me, Oos, to tell everyone else how to live their life, Oos. Wild as fuck, man. It's not on me.
You're wild, bro. 12 years apart. Oh.
Anyways, besides that, I just wanted to shout out some of the other fucking bangers we've been getting. Because, like, I definitely will, on this show and in our conversations off air, give Triple H his fair share of shit for some of the booking decisions I disagree with. And I feel like it's easy to be negative sometimes. So I wanted to just give a little credit to the fact that I'd say the last month or so, the run of like Raw and SmackDown has been really strong. The last Monster Standing shit was
That was
like
a great match. Yeah.
fucking awesome. Like literally, like
back at the end too.
I would say,
and
like I don't want to be too extra here, but that's a match that could be legendary. Damn near, like bro, that was insane with the ending, like you said, the ring collapsing, Seth's return, that shit was insane.
Them throwing each other through tables,
Dude,
rings, bro.
It was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. It was awesome. Braun Breaker versus fucking Jey Uso, an actual title change happening on an episode of Raw. That like never happens anymore. A surprise championship change too, because it was booked in a way where it really felt like either could have won. I felt like it was 50-50, like dead ass flip a coin. I could have seen either winning going into it. And so like to me that's how you should book a feud though. I want to come into every feud when the match comes like, bro, like it's a toss up. You know what I mean? I feel like they did a great job with that in that feud, and it was just a really overall exciting moment to get kind of an unexpected or surprising title win on an episode of Raw. Bianca Belair and Io Sky, I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now on SmackDown, had like just a classic women's wrestling match, like one of the best women's matches I've seen all year. One of the better just matches I've seen all year, especially without any stipulations, nothing, just a straight singles match. Like just the in-ring technical work that was on display, because like we know that Bianca's obviously like a freak athlete. She's extremely agile, but also has amazing strength. Mm-hmm. And bro, Io is like a ridiculous high flyer with every bro. They complimented each other so like it was genuinely such an entertaining match. Such an entertaining match. So that was just an absolute banger. Solo versus Cody in the cage match. That's kind of a little bit while ago, but that was another really good match. Just how often do we get fucking cage matches on just random episodes? Bro, yeah. And if I remember correctly, that opened up the show because that was when the final boss came out and shit. And so fucking that was a super hyped up little fucking match on just a random episode of SmackDown type shit. And then there's been this whole little series that's going to be ending soon. Game 7 coming up. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade.
That's been a pretty decent feud.
And it's just been a slap after slap. Like, bro, they're both such just great in-ring talents, and it's given them...
It was a good matchup to put them together, bro.
It's been a great platform for them to display their talents with each other and, like, slowly kind of let the heat between each other bubble up over time. And now, like, these backstage brawls and stuff they're doing, like, look, like, fucking personal as hell. Like, it seems like they're really wanting to be just a better wrestler against each other. Match. I'm really, really excited for Game 7 of that shit. Bro, that's how they've been branding it. That's been like a really fun thing for me, is kind of bringing that like sports element into it because that's a big part of Melo's brand, obviously, and so like it fits with this feud especially. Like I'm excited to see how they do the whole like Game 7 Melo shit. Like I'm expecting that to be a thing, so I'm excited to see all of that shit. Just I just wanted to throw some.
Winner of this is gonna be able to challenge for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited to see how all that goes because that'll be another interesting feud for LA Knight either way because him and Andrade had a solid match. Him and Melo had a solid match. So I feel like it could go good either way and could potentially even end up in some type of triple threat thing at some point if like like who knows if someone like if let's just say Melo wins but then Andrade still comes out and fucks him over again, like they'd have no choice but to just make it a triple threat at that point. So we'll see, but just overall wanted to say that in a time of year especially where like traditionally speaking this is kind of like the dead time for wrestling, like where we're still too far away to be hyped up for the Rumble and Mania season, but we've already passed SummerSlam and every like all the post Mania hype is gone. Traditionally speaking, these are the months where, and especially when football comes back, so not as many people tune into Raw. You got people watching Monday Night Football, people on Friday nights going out and shit. It's the holidays coming up. People are more busy. Like, this is just generally the time of year, historically speaking, where WWE especially has, like...
takes a backseat.
Yeah, a little bit. And I feel like they have... I don't know if it's because they know that that's the case that they've been turning up the heat, or if it's just they really are cooking right now with the week-to-week product. But I've been really impressed with Raw and SmackDown and a lot of the matches we've been getting.
Transitioning of shows, moving shit around and shit, bro.
Yeah,
they're trying to make a statement with shit, bro.
Exactly. I agree. I do think that because they're in this kind of critical time, they know that they gotta keep the fans entertained right now. This is the last thing I have on our wrestling list here. I am scared, Lise. I'm scared.
What? Pussy ass bitch.
It is, first of all, fuck you. Fucking dick. Second of all, it is too soon. It is too goddamn soon to run it back between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker.
You think so?
I know so.
You think they're gonna give it back to Braun?
No. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Either result sucks. I'm gonna be honest. The win for either of them isn't as significant as the loss for the other. Because if you finally put a singles title on Jey Uso after all these years, after all these months of the main event push, and you pull that shit back off of him after like 2-3 weeks, you just made that for literally mid-card Jey Uso for life. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if Braun just fucking takes another L,
that's gonna be tough. But he
took this first L in stride really well. He took it really well. Same way that he took the Sammy loss really well. Those were both results that I was worried about. And the way that his character work is just so money, he just takes it in fucking stride and keeps rolling. I don't know how many times you can have an up-and-coming superstar that you're still trying to establish as a top-level player to some extent. How many times you can have them lose the big match and expect the fans to still, like, oh, that's the dog. Like, we're fucking barking for him. Like, he can't be this scary, intimidating badass if he loses all the fucking time. So you've got to, like, make a choice there. Do we fuck over the guy who we finally gave the title after a 14-year fucking career? Or do we fuck over the guy that's probably going to be working here for the next 14 years? This is a really shitty situation to put yourself in. I don't know why they wouldn't just have Braun Breaker go do some other random shit. Just go feud with a random motherfucker for a little bit. Buy some time. Like, there's nothing wrong with that in wrestling. Like, just go try and, he shouldn't be wrestling for a top-level title yet, but, like, maybe, getting to, like, the final of a tournament of something and losing or fucking, I don't know, just literally pick any random babyface that's cool on the Raw roster and, like, all right, they're beefing. Cool. Let's just keep it moving. Like, the next month of Braun Breaker programming is scheduled. Excellent. I don't know why they instantly threw him back into the Intercontinental Championship shit. It scares me, man. Because like I'm saying, I don't see how they get out of this one. Both of them have so much to lose.
Got nothing to lose.
And if Jay wins, so what? You beat him twice. Big deal. Like, it doesn't change much for him. And if Braun wins, you only lost the title for, like, less than a month. Big deal. Like, I feel like the win doesn't even mean as much to either of them. But the loss would take away so much for both of them. That, to me, inherent... Like, you're looking at the situation and it's like, the pros are not very pro-y. But the cons are conned as fuck. So, like, should we just avoid that situation then? If the cons very much outweigh the pros, right? But I guess not, because it seems like they're teasing it pretty hard. It seems like Braun wants his belt back. I don't know, man. See, I just want to get that off my chest. Obviously, I'm like a pretty big Braun guy. This has been publicly stated many times. But that doesn't mean that I don't fuck with Jay Heavy and I want to see him drop that shit in like a month either. Like, it just is a lose-lose. It's just a lose-lose.
Fucking man.
We went from like some positive shit to some negative shit right there. I feel kind of bad. I turned heel.
That's how we feel, bruh.
But yeah, bruh. Like, as much as there has been a lot of banger content on Raw and SmackDown lately,
sometimes they're calling the shot too early now.
That doesn't mean that we might be on the horizon of something that might be a little sketchy. That's all I'm saying.
I feel it.
We'll see, bro.
It's gonna be interesting how they play it out.
I'm very curious to see.
They both been spearing each other back and forth again.
That I can guarantee is we are gonna see some spears. That I can promise. Everything else, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? It's just me, Luz.
Fucking Braun, the youngin', bruh.
Lisa, happened again. It's crazy because we've been getting just straight banger after banger after banger in college football.
Wow.
And it happened again. We had a slate of games this last weekend that the hype was huge. People were hoping that it was going to be great. And it literally, like, just delivered straight heat. I genuinely believe we could be in the middle of one of the best college football seasons ever. I'm not even trying to, like, gas it up, but, like, you don't see this type of shit happening this often with this many close-ass games, this many upsets. Like, these types of things happen, like, a couple times a year normally, and it's, like, a reminder of, like, oh, this is why we love college football, because you can never predict what's going to happen. But it's happening on, like, a weekly basis. It's just ridiculous, bro. So, I mean, obviously the first thing that we got to fucking take a little look at is an unfortunate game. USC season is over, bro.
Yeah.
It's over.
That's tough. That is tough.
Like, after that first week of beating LSU and feeling like the whole fucking, like, the wind was just in our sails. Like, there was so much hype, so much momentum. And then, yeah, as soon as we lost to Michigan, it just all starts kind of going downhill. And, yeah, we are definitely down in the dumps now, dude. And it sucks because it was such a close game against Penn State. And that could have been the game that got us at least somewhat. Like, if you win that game, everything kind of comes back onto the table. Because the playoff structure has been changed this season and everything. And the Big Ten in general, like, there hasn't been a lot of teams that have looked super dominant outside of Ohio State and Oregon, which they obviously kind of took a swing at each other this last weekend, which makes it a little bit more open in general. So, I mean, it just sucked that, like, yeah, bro, shit's over. Shit's over. Shit's fucking over. Shit was tough. But it still was, like, one of those really entertaining games. And I could obviously see, like, how from a more, like, neutral perspective, obviously, like, fans would have just saw that as, like, another down-to-the-wire, entertaining-ass game. Same thing that happened in the early slate on this last Saturday where Alabama, like, barely scraped away with a W against South Carolina, the fake USC. And they literally like by a couple points, bro. Like they looked so like just trash in the first half. It was rough. They brought it back, but or it might have been the other way around where I think they lost in the second. It's been a minute since the game happened, but anyways, it was a game of two halves. And it was just an entertaining ass game for sure. The fact that South Carolina had a chance to bring it back at the very end and just threw a trash ass pick, that shit was rough. But still an entertaining ass game. Florida and Tennessee went to overtime, had themselves a little banger. Tennessee barely got out of that one, which would have been a pretty big letdown for them because they've been a kind of a surprising, really solid team so far this season. LSU and Ole Miss had a fucking banger game in overtime. Sucked for me because I really could have used a few more passing yards from Jackson Dart, but shit happens, you know. But fucking the game itself, besides that, was like super entertaining. Ole Miss was lighting it up, and then out of nowhere, LSU start kind of taking some chunks out of them, and they got back into the game and won it in overtime. It was ridiculous. That environment there, especially in Louisiana, in those night games, is just fucking electric. So it was super fun to watch that. And then we also had, of course, the big heavyweight matchup this last week was Oregon and Ohio State, which literally comes down to the last play of the game with Ohio State trying to squeeze out a W, and the fucking quarterback but like scrambled for some yards and tried to slide and call a timeout to get a chance to take a last second field goal. Yeah. But the motherfucker didn't notice that when he was sliding, it was already 000s on the clock. So the game was over. And so that, like it literally came down to a crazy ass ending like that. There was a play late in the game where Oregon put 12 players on the field instead of 11 to like fuck with Ohio State to make it to where they had like they couldn't move the ball because the defense had too many players, and they like got a penalty for it, but took the penalty because like they would rather just give up a few yards. It's not really that big of a deal versus like the potential of a big play. And it's like they basically cheated kind of, but like in a smart way that's like not technically cheat. Like they broke a rule on purpose, but because they knew that the calculated risk was worth it for them. Like, just really smart coaching shit that was really interesting to watch. And yeah, just like two powerhouse programs that we all knew coming into the season were going to be two of the teams that could potentially have a serious chance of being national champions. And it really delivered. Like, as much as I know Ohio State fans will be bummed that they took that L, they still looked really good. Like, it was still an entertaining-ass game. I feel like you still have to say that they have a chance for sure. So, I mean, yeah, just an entertaining-ass weekend of games, and the fucking bangers ain't stopping. We got another weekend of heat coming up. What did you keep up with from this last weekend?
Only basically the Ohio State and the Oregon game, basically. I was watching that one because it was only fucking on Peacock. It was fucking easy for me to access and shit. And honestly, it was a really good-ass game to fucking watch, bro. It was fun as fuck to watch, bro.
Shit was back and forth?
That shit was fucking dope-ass fucking kids, the black kids that they were wearing, bro. I fuck with that shit heavy.
Clean.
I already know. I said too, my little slips and shit like that. Of course, I was happy about those. So,
of course.
That shit was fucking dope, bro.
That shit was entertaining, bro. That shit was a good ass game for sure. It's been an exciting ass season, like I said, bro. We got fucking this weekend coming up, Miami and Louisville, which is a interesting little ACC matchup to see if Miami can continue a really strong season that they've been having so far. Bama and Tennessee, which to me is probably one of the most interesting matchup. I'll say the second most interesting matchup to me this weekend, because they're both like in the exact same spot to me, where they've had some rough moments throughout the season, but they've also had some big wins throughout the season. And so we're kind of looking at both of these teams as like, maybe you're a legit team that could go far in the playoffs and do something, or maybe you're fake as fuck and not a legit team and you've just been faking this whole time. And this is going to be one of those games that like both teams have to come out and show us who the fuck they really are for real. So that'll be very entertaining, and we'll have a lot of weight on the rest of the season in the SEC especially. Michigan is on fraud watch. They are fucking close. Bro. This close to losing the ranking, like dropping out of the top
That's crazy.
25. Which, to be like the defending national champs
and to be struggling this
to be out of the top 25 like halfway through the season would be pretty fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, you got a new head coach in there, like a whole new staff, a whole new team, players and everything. It's looking fucking rough right now. So there's part of me that does kind of want Illinois to win that game just because I think it'd be funny.
Fraudulent Michigan, bro.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we couldn't beat them. Fucking crazy.
Barely, bro.
Crazy.
Barely
counts, though. Barely counts. Any fucking ways before I get pissed off all over again. LSU's got a chance to make another kind of big statement win. Arkansas, who they're playing, has been like kind of a weird team that's gotten... They're one of their team that actually beat Tennessee earlier this year, if I remember correctly. But then they've also had kind of some bad kind of results for themselves, so... That's a team that, like, you definitely can't sleep on, so it'll be interesting to see if LSU are able to continue this kind of form that they're building on right now. And then, like, you know, all that shit is great, right? Everything I just talked about is really fun and exciting. I'm not trying to say it's not. But at the same time, fuck that shit. Because, bro, we got a real one. Another one. Like, you remember when I was telling you, like, bro, we got Georgia and Bama a couple weeks ago. And that's like, bro, that's one of them ones.
Yeah.
Well, the Dogs are stepping back up to the plate. Up against the Texas Longhorns.
That's a crazy schedule Georgia's been
Georgia versus Texas.
That's a crazy fucking game,
Georgia versus Texas. I'll tell you what. There is going to be so much dip spat. So many beers chugged, so many burgers devoured.
You're playing Texas?
I don't even know. Let's figure that out. Let's see. Texas.
That's
They're
crazy.
playing in Texas.
That's gonna be tough, bruh.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's gonna be tough. That is really unfortunate for Georgia that they had to, so early in the season, already play Alabama and Texas and both away. Like, that's
tough,
brutal fucking schedule for sure. But
go Dogs.
You know, if you're that level of a program, that which Georgia is supposed to be, Georgia's supposed to be the premier #1 college football team in the world right now. You gotta be able to handle that shit. Yeah, bro. We'll see. Shit. I'm not gonna lie. I think Texas is gonna win, bro. I think Texas is gonna. I hate to just put it out there because college football is so unpredictable, but
little junior Madden is gonna come in and step in.
Nah, bro. Not even that, bro. Quinn Ewers, their starting quarterback, is just a solid ass player. Their team is so well rounded. In Texas, like,
that's wild.
I don't know. I feel like the Longhorns got to get that, dude. I feel like they would have to get that. It's gonna be a fucking banger, though. I'll tell you what. That is an absolute banger.
I hope it's a slugfest, bro.
I really do. That is the #1 hope, is that, like, after that Georgia-Bama game, where it's like, dude, oh my God, like, all-time classic, literally fucking legendary game. If we get another banger, I don't even know what to say. Like, we're getting so fucking blessed. If we get a truly close banger game, fuck. Holy shit. We'll see, bro. I'm very, very excited, bro. Like I've been saying, this season has been absolutely heat. And it continues to be, man. Like, it wasn't what I was expecting coming into the season, honestly. Like, I truly was just honestly more excited for the NFL season than I was the college season. I just felt like college was in kind of a bit of a
weird state.
Yeah, like, you know, like a lot of the bigger stars over the last couple years had just gone into the draft, and yeah, like a lot of shit was switching up with the playoff system and everything. I just felt like it was kind of a, like, we'll see year for college football, and we have seen that, like, shit is actually legitimately insane. And the NFL is, like, kind of the opposite right now. Like, it's low-key
all over the place, bro.
Just, yeah, weird as hell, man. It's been a very weird start to the season. Some big trades have been taking place this week. I don't know if you've been hearing about all this shit, but
to the Jets and shit. Yeah.
Devontae Adams from the Raiders to the Jets. That was the decision behind putting this on today, was to kind of show a little love to the Raider fans out there. I'm not a fucking Raider fan. I would never put myself through that type of mental agony. Fuck. I care about myself. I care about myself. See, I'm a Man United fan, so not that much, but shit, not a Raider fan. For fuck's sakes, a Raider. Anyways, I'm showing a little love, even though I'm talking shit, because I know it's got to be goddamn tough right now. Your team's already pretty fucking trash, let's be honest.
Again.
And then exactly, still, exactly. And the one player on offense who's actually a stud, game-changing player who can make plays and do shit.
That fool said deuces.
That fool out of there, bro. That fool's a motherfucking jet. That fool went to go link up with his homie Aaron Rodgers, so shit. It definitely spices up shit for the Jets because they were already all in on this whole Aaron Rodgers experiment. Like, they put a lot into this era, and if it doesn't work, they're gonna feel it for a while. So now they've just put even more investment into it. Like, they are really trying to win right fucking now, and they don't give a fuck about what happens after that. We'll see, bro. We'll fucking see. It's good. They haven't looked great so far. And, as much as Devontae Adams is one of the best wide receivers in the league, I don't know how that's going to help your offensive line block, which has been, like, a big problem for them. I don't think he plays tackle. Exactly, bro. This fool A-Rod's been having to pick himself off the ground a lot, which is not what you want from your old-ass quarterback who just tore his Achilles and shit. But I don't know. So, like, as much as on the surface it seems like a trade that should make a lot of differences for them, like, I feel like they've had pretty good play from their skill positions. Like, Garrett Wilson's been insane this season. Fucking Alan Lazard, that's another player who's been making a lot of plays for them. Conklin steps up for him every once in a while, the tight end. Obviously, Breece Hall is, like, one of the best receiving backs in the NFL. I don't feel like he was lacking weapons. But then, okay, we'll give him another. I mean, it can't hurt, obviously, to add another really talented player. I just feel like the problems they have are elsewhere. And so I wonder, is this really the answer? I don't know.
We'll see. We
will see. And yeah, I don't think it is, honestly. I don't think this makes Jets Super Bowl winners, in my opinion. But I could be. We'll have to see. Amari Cooper, another one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and another guy who was stuck on a really shitty team, the Cleveland Browns, and he got his ass the fuck up out of there and is now on the Buffalo Bills.
That's not bad, damn.
Going from Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, who's been having a fucking atrocious season, to Josh Allen, who's one of the most talented fucking quarterbacks on the planet. Like, he's a happy wide receiver today for sure. And that is one where I actually think it makes a big difference because they lost Stephon Diggs in this last offseason, the Bills did, which is like another one of those top-level receivers and a guy that Josh Allen relied on a lot when games were getting tough and he needed that security blanket. Just throw it up to 14, let him make a play. They didn't have that guy this season. They've got decent receivers. Like, they're not trash. But, like, the Jets already had a Garrett Wilson player who, in my opinion, is, like, a matchup nightmare, one-on-one killer. You can, like, get big plays out of that dude. You didn't have that on the Bills, in my opinion, before this trade. But now, you got that. And so giving Josh Allen that kind of a weapon, they didn't get him for too much. It was just a couple picks, nothing too crazy. I think that it was a really solid. I think the Bills got more significantly better than the Jets did, basically. I think receiver was more of a problem for them. Yeah. And so it just adds something that they needed a bit more. But I still don't know if either team is like a Super Bowl contender to me. Like, they'll be in and around the mix. Contender's the wrong word, but like, fuck, man. There's a couple, like, when the Chiefs get rolling, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I still think the Ravens look insane with Henry and Lamar in there. It's ridiculous. And part of me still feels like the Niners might figure it out at some point once some guys get healthy and shot. I just feel like there's some other teams out there that I still might have. If I'm like ranking who do I think has the best chance to win the Super Bowl, it's probably at least a few that come before I start thinking about putting the Jets or Bills on there. And I don't know if these trades moved them up really. But I could be wrong. And especially with the Bills, I'm going to keep my eye on it because that's going to be interesting to see how he fits and everything over there. As the resident Eagles fan, Lise. As the resident Eagles fan here on the pod, I'm going to need you to go ahead and speak on your mans, bro. Because the people of Philadelphia don't seem happy with them.
You seen the video today that you sent me, bruh?
You know, it's definitely sending a statement, bumping many men at the practice.
Many men want you fired because you're fucking trash as fuck.
You saw the video of him arguing with the fans after the game, right? Like, bro, like, literally dogging his own fans.
That's the craziest fucking part, bruh.
Like, as if it was an away game. Like, you see that and would think, like, oh, they're, like, on the road. He's, like, chirping to the away fans and shit. It's like, nah, he's, like, those are his guys.
No good. Nah, definitely not. I told you. We're not getting anywhere this season.
Really? Chalk it already?
Probably. Honestly. Especially if you're still at the helm.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, bro. I do feel like this is kind of a season where you can start to kind of chalk it already. It's tough, man. That's tough. But I'll tell you what. You can hold out hope for at least the next month-ish. This is the last thing I have on NFL. As much as it's been a weird, and I don't want to say boring, but kind of boring season at times. Like, bro, that Lions-Cowboys game, I was excited for. And then Cowboys just get blown the fuck out of the water. That's bullshit. That type of shit pisses me off. Because I want to enjoy this game. And now the only enjoyment I get...
Shit, fuck.
That's the only thing I get to enjoy now is just laughing at the Cowboys. Which is fun, but I'm going to do that all year. Like, can you at least give me one fun game real quick?
Blow the fuck out of the fucking water.
But I say all that to say that we're now actually getting to, like, the real interesting point in the season. Because if you look at a lot of teams' records right now, like, a whole huge portion of the league is either going to be 2-4, 3-3, or 4-2. Somewhere either at, like, 500 or just above or just below. Okay. A lot of teams are right in that mix. Over the next 3 to 4 weeks, some of those teams end up winning a lot and, like, asserting themselves as, like, we're going to be playoff teams.
4-3.
Because once a team has, like, 6, 7, 8 wins, you're pretty, like, especially if it's, like, still, like, early, midpoint in the season, you're for sure going to be making the playoffs. Like, that's just about guaranteed. So, over these next few weeks, those teams that are in that kind of range where they could get up towards that win total of, like, being a legit playoff team, we're going to... Basically, what I'm saying is we're going to start to really figure out in these next few weeks who the fakers are and who the legit teams are that are going to make a run at this shit later in the year. And I'm excited for that because hopefully it'll start to make the games hit a little harder. There's going to be more weight behind it, more playoff implications and stuff. Like, the later we get into it, the more exciting it gets. And this is the time of year where I think it's really, like, the storyline of the rest of the season kind of takes shape. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for sports, and it's an exciting time for the Eli and Luis show because we get to talk about all of it.
Very fucking special time, bro.
Very special time.
Hey, man.
I beat it. We're back. Many COVIDs.
He said I beat it, man.
Many COVIDs wish death upon me.
Crazy fucking calling, bro.
And I don't cough no more.
You're fucking goated as fuck, man.
We made it. We back.
Not fucking back on the fucking train, bro.
Hell yeah. Shit.
Hey, man.
1 week at a time.
We also getting close to probably a special fucking time for the podcast too, bruh. We're hitting the first birthday for the pod, bruh.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking the first birthday we're gonna have on the fucking pod, bruh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could do something, I guess. I didn't even think about talking about it on here. Jesus.
Well, fuck, man.
I mean, yeah, I
Well,
get
fuck,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, no, yeah.
If this is gonna become a fucking weekly thing, might as well, bruh.
Yeah, no, true. We'll think of something. We'll do like a little interesting segment. We'll figure something out.
Fuck it, man.
That could be fun.
GG's, bruh.
It's coming up soon, yeah. About a month or so. Damn, bro. Damn. Fuck, hit me with that shit out of nowhere. What the fuck, bro?
Fuck it, man.
What, me? No.
You stupid, bruh. Oh, bro, fuck.
Hell, fucking.
Great times, bruh. Fuck it, bruh. Great party coming up, bruh.
Best show in the world.
Best show in the fucking world, bruh.
Best show there is. Best show there was. The best fucking show there
What
ever
week is this?
will
14, bruh? Fuck, bruh. GG's, bruh.